Good morning, Chicago. This is reporter Zach Cook live from Chicago News, and I'm here with a hardworking man of Packingtown by the name of Jerkis. He is here today to explain to us a little bit about his town and how it is hurting him and his family due to the disrespect they receive from companies in the town. Now, it looks like companies are back at it again, Jerkis. How do you feel about the new knowledge of the beef trust between managers in the town?
I feel outraged and disgusted now that I understand the function of the beef trust. All the industries I'm working for are just coming together to create monopolies to keep us workers down.
Hmm. Well, how would you summarize the demise of a working man? It doesn't seem like owners are willing to help a hard-working man such as yourself while you're alive, much less your family when you are dead and gone.
They don't care about us. The demise of a working man in Packingtown is terrible. The pay that we receive for the work that we do is ludicrous. The working conditions are terrible and wretched, and I just can't stand the fact that I know nobody really cares about me while I'm working, and it definitely won't care about me when I'm dead.
Well, that's certainly rough on a family in the lower class. Well, what have you heard about the working conditions of the fertilizer plant and the experiences that you've had? It seems to be the most dreaded job in the entire town.
The working conditions in the fertilizer plant are terrible, and it is the most dreaded job that you can ever have if you're a man. Every day I shovel fertilizer into carts so they can be distributed to the public, and the conditions of the plant make me sick because fertilizer flies around. It's kind of like living in a sandstorm, and all the fertilizer gets into your skin and makes you ill.
Hmm. Well, that seems pretty rough on you and anyone else who has to endure that job. At one point, your wife Anna's job compared her to a wild beast in a menagerie. Why does your wife have to be so locked in and focused when she's on the clock?
She has to be locked in and focused on the clock because she realizes that she has to be a second breadwinner in the house because we're not making ends meet, and we have one child to provide for. So it's important that we know that we focus and get to work on time and make sure that we're bringing the little bit amount of money that we receive and make sure we get home and spend it on our child to feed them and clothe them and have a house over their head.
Well, that's very interesting. It has been our understanding here at Chicago News that there has been some issues with the food in some of the companies, and we were wondering what you could tell us about that.
The food that's being distributed in the industries and the companies and the factories is terrible. Food such as meats, poultry are dropped on the ground and they're picked right back up instead of being thrown in the trash can, and they're distributed to the public. Many rats and feces and urine can get into the meats. They're still distributed, and many flies, insects, rodents can crawl up in the meats and the poultry, and it's just unfit for consumers to eat. And I hope and pray that nobody gets sick because of this foul way the meats are being distributed.
Well, that is really disgusting. I would not want to eat any food that is prepared in your town.
Definitely.
Well, your wife herself seems to be in a very weird state of mind. How do you feel about her at this point?
I agree that she's in a weird state of mind. Sometimes I think her eyes kind of funny. I think her eyes remind me of 100 wild animals looking kind of crazy. And one Thanksgiving day, the day before Thanksgiving, a big snowstorm was about to hit, and she's so tired most of the time because she works continuously. She didn't show up at home at night after her shift was over, and I was concerned about her, so I went to look for her, and I found out that she had went to her friend's house because she had gotten so tired that she could not make it all the way home. But no matter what the situation may be, whether we're tired, or hurt or sick, we still have so much love for each other that we're willing to make sacrifices for our one child and for each other.
Well, that seems rough on you guys. And it's been a privilege speaking with you and hearing about all the wrong that is going in your city. And I'm sure that the city of Packingtown appreciates what you've said and gotten the word out to them. And it's also been a privilege to hear your story and all the wrong that's been going on with your family. and I hope we can get some help for you guys and make it easier on you and your wife, along with the rest of your family. And we thank you for your time, and thank you for all that you've done for us today. And this is the end of our segment, and we are signing off here from Chicago News. I'm reporter Zach Cook. Have a good night.